Morris Life is one of the nation's largest provider of senior care in North America with headquarters in West Palm Beach. As the Chief Human Resources Officer, I'm responsible for really ensuring all the talent to the organization gets in place. We found that there's a direct correlation between happiness of a caregiver and the direct correlation of patient quality and satisfaction. So my job is to make sure that we bring in the right people at the right place in the right time. My top 3 priorities, number 1 is making sure that we're able to shift our focus as the changing business model shift. My job is to really make sure that we've got the right talent to support the organization. So do we have the right skills that are going to be able to respond to the Affordable Care Act? Do we have the right caregivers or the right therapists, clinicians to be able to staff up a new entity that we're purchasing or that we're growing across the organization? The second priority is really making sure that not only do we have the right people, but people are happy and productive, and that we've got a performance-driven culture, and that we're holding people accountable. And the third priority is really making sure that we're looking to grow the organization strategically by putting the practices in place that are just not good for today, but how do we think strategically about what will happen in the future and ready the HR organization for those changes. We were using the reference checking process as what I like to call the pencil whipping process, in that we had HR folks who were basically checking the boxes and throwing the piece of paper in the file, and we started to look at how do we put practices in place that improve retention all the way through the continuum of the recruitment life cycle. So we've been very fortunate that this has really turned our selection process around. We partnered with SkillSurvey because I felt like their competency-based assessments really added value to the whole selection, and we use those assessments in a way that not only guides our interview process but also helps us to make the right fit. So it has both qualitative and quantitative data, and we found that since we've implemented it, we've been able to reduce nurse turnover by over 50%. And so right now we're actually below the industry averages, and where most companies are having nursing shortages, we're actually having nursing surpluses. SkillSurvey, in the reference checking process, asks references to provide their contact information. So we use that database to market to passive candidates. That's been one of the most effective ways of finding other healthcare people. I think the biggest thing is that the managers have started to ask for the feedback on the references and ask that they actually be completed prior to interviewing them. They're actually using that in their decision-making process, and I thought that was a huge accomplishment. You know, I think my overall experience with SkillSurvey has been amazing. I think the partnership that they bring to the table is very different than your typical vendor. I'm a raving fan because I've seen a lot of tools out there in the 20 years I've been doing HR, and I see a lot of false imposters. Unless it really makes a difference, I don't really have time for that. And where I think SkillSurvey is different is that they're credible, they have statistics to back it up, and it's a very user-friendly process. And I think the people at SkillSurvey are the kind of people that get it.